I'm Daniel Orduna. I'm the Director of Student Ministries at Presbyterian Church of the Covenant. I didn't just start at IPC when I was a teenager, but really I started at IPC when I was a kid. And as I think back to that, I think that there was forming that happened there that continued on through my teenage years. And so as I think back to children's ministry, I think of people like Steve Chase, people like Mrs. Webb, people like the Fries, who invested in me as a child of God and really began to teach me about who Jesus is, who God is, even as a child, and what that looks like, and said that, hey, we really value you as children, and we really value you as Daniel as well, as your own person. And so I think the forming began there and just continued for me. When Mike Kenyon came into high school ministry, he came in as the new lead for that. Not an interim, but to take over the ministry. And something that he brought along with that was the idea of student leadership. And so really quickly, Mike brought the idea of student leadership and invited us as teenagers to be student leaders. And that was kind of the first area of involvement for me in the leader sense. Was he offered that, I stepped up to that and said, I want to be a part of this leadership, and went through that process. And it was within that Mike began to raise up in me the idea of what it looks like to be a leader. Mike is the one that addressed in me the leadership capability. Eric Smith was the one that really drove that forward. Eric was the one that really took what Mike started and really formed me into who I think I am now as a leader of high school ministry myself. Through that leadership and guidance, they sent me out and I took a job at Presbyterian Church of the Covenant in Costa Mesa through a connection that Mark Roberts had with the senior pastor that was there. And it was really in that time when I took that position and jumped in there that I really began to notice how much IPC had formed me and prepared me and equipped me to do ministry. Because when I walked into there, I felt that. I felt like I could do this. I felt like I knew where I could take this ministry because of what IPC had done. I think what I learned, especially from Eric Smith, was that everything is not about numbers. It's not about the number of students that we have coming to our ministry. It's about what's at the heart and foundation of that ministry, and that we are challenging and pushing these teenagers to grow in their faith, and that is the foundation and first place that we draw from, and that we prepare the ground, we prepare the foundation for growth to happen, but it's about that foundation. And so that is definitely a way that I saw that happen and I participated in, experienced, and helped lead at IPC, that I was able to then bring over to PCC and to take that idea and bring it there. And I've just seen that explode our ministry spiritually. That we are definitely a ministry that's smaller than the ministry I was a part of at IPC, but the spirituality and growth that we see in the teenagers that come is so alive and so there, that all of that stems from that foundation that came at IPC. And through that, we're affecting the culture. And then we step onto a campus and we don't have to say Jesus' name. We can let our actions speak the way that we talk to teenagers speak. And as teenagers start to get to know who we are, then they start beginning to ask questions. And that's the point where we can engage with them. And that's really where we feel like we're even transforming the culture at another level now. We're not just on this campus at walls, but the church is bigger than the walls. And we're in the church, outside of the church, if that makes sense. And we're on the campus transforming what Costa Mesa High School looks like. And all of that has stemmed from, I believe, my time at IPC and those people really investing in me to form me so that I could transform the places that they would send me off to.